Good morning, all of you. In our last session 3, we have discussed about various guided and unguided media, where we have discussed various communication techniques through which we were able to send the information. Fine. Now, in this session 4, we are going to discuss two more things, that is network types and network topologies. Now, when we talk about network types, then on the basis of area, we have classified the networks, and network topologies are the way how we are connecting the systems together over the network. Okay, so let's start with network types. Very first network type is your local area network or LAN. See, as I said, we are discussing on the basis of area. So first is LAN, the area is small. Then we'll switch over to MAN, area will be larger than LAN. And then we'll switch over to WAN, where the area will be much more larger as compared to that of your LAN and MAN both. Okay, so when we talk about LAN, what you have to understand is that LAN covers a very small area. For example, the computers of buildings I wanted to connect together. So that time I'm going to choose, or my best option will be to have a LAN. So what LAN basically do? It combines two or more computers together which are within a building basically. Okay, so generally in this type of network we are having a centralized server. With that, all the other computers are connected and then they are getting the facilities. No doubt there are so many advantages and disadvantages also. For example, for LAN, the advantage is resource sharing. We can share the informations, as we have already discussed that only for the sharing of the information and resources we are using networking. Okay, so the very first goal of establishing LAN is for the resource sharing. Then second is software application sharing. Means on the server we can install this all the major softwares, and then all the clients can access those particular softwares. Then next is easy and cheap communication. See, no doubt initially we have to pay for the installation. That time the installation cost is high, but once the installation is done, then after that sending and receiving of the information is very cheap. Then next is centralized data, means the data will be stored on the server basically, or on any centralized system. So anyone can get connected and can get the information from that particular centralized system. And then data security. See, as we said that it is centralized data, it means the information is stored in one system. So basically data security has to be kept or has to be maintained over the single system. Disadvantages: high setup cost, as already discussed. Then privacy violations. See, it is not only for LAN, it is for any other networking devices also. This is very common disadvantage, that is privacy violation. Because so many clients are connected together, so multiple options or multiple sources are there for unauthorized access of the information. And data security threat, the same thing we are covering over here also, that chances are there that due to unauthorized access, people will try to theft the data from the central server. Fine. Now next, metropolitan area, that is MAN. Now when we talk about MAN, the main thing what you have to understand, the area covered by the MAN. Generally it is across a city. So suppose if 3-4 buildings you wanted to connect together to establish a network of a same city. So in that particular case, we are going to use metropolitan area network. So what we can say, the area covered by MAN is much more higher than that of your LAN. Then after that, next we WAN. WAN stands for wide area network. See, when we wanted to connect the systems of multiple states or countries together, that time we need WAN. WAN is nothing but the combination of so many LANs and MANs together to make one WAN. Remember, it can be private or it can be public. See, private network means worldwide or countrywide network established, but the limited persons of that organizations will be able to share their informations. And when we talk about public network or public WAN, Internet is the best example. It is a public network, wide area network, and anyone can get connected with that and can use those particular facilities. Okay, fine. Now, so many advantages and disadvantages are there. Centralized infrastructure. Okay, when we talk about private WAN, again, central system is responsible for sharing of the informations. Then privacy. Okay, all the system or all the informations are stored in the centralized system and is privately maintained over there. Increased bandwidth because the distance or the area covered by the WAN, I'm covering both the topics together. So because the area covered by WAN is very large, so therefore they are using the higher bandwidth so that the data can be transferred in a fastest manner to the source to destination. So they are using so many different wireless as well as wired medium of sending the information. Then next is disadvantages. They need to install so many antiviruses because see the area covered is very large, so maximum or we can say so many open source will be there from where the unauthorized access, chances of unauthorized access will be there, and no doubt the installation of WAN is very expensive. Okay. Next is our PAN. It is considered as the smallest network that I was supposed to cover first. See, a PAN is nothing but when we combine two computers together, one computer, one mobile together, or two mobiles together. It is what called as a personal area network or the PAN. So the area coverage of PAN is the smallest one basically. Okay, for sharing of the information one to one, that particular time we are using PAN. Okay. Let's start with a new term, that is network topology. Now see, as we have already discussed that topology, in network topology basically we'll be discussing how computers are going to be connected. We know what are their area, but in that particular area how they can connect will be specified with few given technologies. Now the very first technology is your star topology. Okay, so when we talk about star topology, you can see the diagram also. It is what a central computer, central system, over here it is hub, or you can think of any server which is placed in center, and with that all other computers or nodes or workstations are connected. Okay, so basically when we talk about this topology, so it has so many advantages as well as disadvantages. The very first advantage is that it is less expensive, easier to install, less amount of cable. See, first of all, why it is less expensive? The reason is because you can see the wirings. Okay, all are directly connected with the server, so the amount or the cost for the wirings will be less because the size of wirings will be less in this particular case. Then next is it is robust. If one link fails, then all the other links will be just fine. See, now you have to understand this properly. We are saying robust. The reason is because if any client is not working, okay, it means system 1, system 2, system 3, system 4. If any one of the system is not working in this case, the remaining network will work. But if we talk about the center system or the center server, if this is not working, the complete network will go down. Okay, so basically this central system is important. And then easy fault detection because the link can be easily identified. See, all are connecting directly with the server or with the hub. So if any system is not working, then easily the fault can be diagnosed. Then next is the disadvantage. If the server goes down, everything goes down. As I said, it is the most important thing. And next is hub requires more resources and regular maintenance. See, whomsoever system is there at the center will require maintenance, regular checkups, and more softwares must be installed in that so that it can control the overall network. Okay, then next topology is bus topology. You can see the bus is placed at the center over here. This center wire is called as a bus over here. With this bus, all the other computers or nodes are connected. This bus is responsible for carrying the information. Okay, so suppose if node 1 wanted to send information to node 4, in that particular case node 1 will send the information to this bus. This bus will carry the information and then it will give it to node 4. Okay, now some advantages and disadvantage. Again, easy to install. See, only what you have to do, suppose you wanted to connect any other system, you have to connect it with the bus. Then less cable required than mesh and star topology. See, we have discussed about star topology already, and what we have discussed in that already it is using less cable. And here you can see in bus, again, it is consuming less amount of cable as compared to that of your star topology. Difficulty in fault detection, because see, no server is there at the center. So therefore it is difficult to diagnose the problem and not scalable, as there is a limit of how many nodes can connect with the backbone cable. So basically what you have to understand that to expand this type of network is difficult. So like we have to see our requirement, and then on the basis of our requirement we are actually deciding that which type of topologies we must use. Okay, then station 4. Station 4 is then connected with station 2. Station 2 is then connected with station 1. And whenever we are sending information using ring topology, it is always in one direction. For example, if the direction of this is clockwise, so one can send information to 3 directly. But suppose if one wanted to send information to station 2, in that particular case, first station 1 will send information to station 3, then to station 4, and then to station 2. So basically what you have to understand that it is a unidirectional process. Even here you can see so many repeaters or terminators are placed. Basically these terminators are actually checking whether the send data is of that particular station or not. For example, for station 4, this repeater at third station will reject. Okay, and when it will come to station 4, the repeater will accept and it will carry it, it will forward it to station 4. Now some advantages: easy to install, managing is easier, as to add or remove a device from this topology only 2 links are required to be changed. So any link in between we wanted to connect, then we can connect. Disadvantage: a link failure can fail the entire network. Now this is most important thing you have to take care, that if any problem is there in the link, then the complete network will be down. And data traffic issues, since all the data is circulating in a ring, so you have to take care that when we are sending the information, we have to take care of the data traffic also. Tree topology. You can see with this diagram only, in tree topology, this is one central computer or server. With this, 2 more computers are connected. With every computer, 2 more computers are connected. So this type of structure is called as a tree structure. Now when we talk about this type of structure, the best part is every time it is going to divide the traffic. Means how it is going to divide the traffic. For example, if I wanted to send any information from the server till the third layer, it will always take 3 steps. From first level to second level to third level. Okay, so every time we are dividing our number of computers half. Okay, so this is what the advantage of this, or we can say basically the speed will be faster of sending the information. Okay, extension of bus and star topology, this is the first advantage. Second is expansion of nodes is possible and easy, means you wanted to expand this type of network easily managed and maintained, and then error detection is easily done. See, if any fault is there in this type of network, it can easily be detected. Disadvantage: heavily cabled. You can see so many cables are there. Okay, with every computer, 2 more computers are connected, so a number of cables are more. Okay, then costly. See, again, when we talk about the network, if the size of the network is more, automatically it will be costly. It is, if a more nodes are added, maintenance is difficult. If we are going to add more, see, ultimately the more will be the size of the network, it will be difficult for us to maintain that type of network. And most important thing, if the central hub fails, the network fails. If it means if this center node is not working, in that particular case your complete system will not work. Next is your mesh topology. Now when we talk about mesh topology, there are two types of mesh topology. See, basically in mesh topology we are saying random connections. Okay, so some are fully mesh and some are partially connected mesh. It means all are connected with all. Okay, when we talk about full means each computer is connected with each computer. You can see this diagram. With every computer, for example, total 5 computers are there. So with every one computer, remaining all 4 computers are connected, that too directly. This is what you have to understand. Okay, no doubt cost wise, if we will see, then this is the costly one. The reason is because the number of cables are more, amount for the cables will be more. With every computer we are connecting all the other computers, so it would be costly one. But if we talk about reliability wise, this will be considered as the most reliable computer because everyone is connected with everyone. So in particular case, if any one computer is not working, then also remaining whole network will be in the working condition. Okay, now you can see this diagram. With this you can understand, when we talk about fully connected, you see with every computer is connected. But when we talk about partially connected, you can see still all are connected with all, but it is not like that all are connected directly with all. Okay, so this type of computer, this type of network will be called as the partially connected. So next is our graph topology. See, now when we talk about a graph topology, you can see the diagram also, and with the diagram you can easily understand with any node, any number of nodes can be connected. Means you can think of like with one node, 0 to infinite number of computers you can connect. This type of structure is called as a graph. So it means when any structure is not predefined, then it becomes your graph topology. Okay, there are so many, there are sometimes the possibilities are there that we are not able to connect the computers in star topology or in the bus topology or in the ring topology. In that particular case, we are connecting them randomly. Even your internet is example of graph topology. Okay, with one computer maybe 10 computers are connected, with one computer maybe only one computer is connected. So the structure is not fixed. You have seen the example of tree just now. In tree also you have seen the structure was completely fixed, that with every one node or with every computer only two other computers will be connected. But when we talk about graph, it is completely not defined that how many number of computers we can have in that structure. Okay, even you can see the first line, nodes are connected in any arbitrary fashion. Okay, so it is not at all predefined. I hope all these network topologies are clear to all of you. Thank you so much.